Yo, 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 what's going on, YouTube? It's your boy Nigga Great coming at you with another live. You already know if you're new to the channel, like, share, comment, and subscribe. To all the returning friends and family, you already know it's peace and blessings. Give y'all a little bit of time to tune in case there's notifications in or out. Ain't gonna be on here wild crazy today. There's a few things I want to reiterate on from the other night. A few things that I know is needed definitely. Cole, what's going on? First things first, TGIF. Thank God it's Friday. Hopefully everybody's school day, they work day. Hopefully your kids get school day. Whatever plans y'all got for the weekend, especially the Easter weekend, make sure you're keeping yourself safe, whether you celebrate or not. The events you might be getting into, keep yourself visual, keep yourself protected at all times. And also just, receive and enjoy those blessings of being here. Appreciate everybody that tuned in Wednesday night for the conversation. Definitely one that was needed and will be revisited. If you missed it, you can catch the replay. But yeah, I feel that is something I'm going to reiterate on again because we really need to get down to a focal point of the problems that are caused. Problems being caused within the realms of your community, right? And the one thing I'm gonna keep saying is safety out of all things. know, James, what's going on, my guy? You want to make sure that safety is always the main focal part of it. Anyway, your life could be gone within a flash if you're not solely paying attention to what you need to pay attention to. Nexie, what's going on, baby? That's why I'm saying, like the other night, I was mostly giving, warnings that need to be given because, again, with everything that's been going on lately as far as the crime spiking up, even on the subway system, we got some youth and some ones who are trying to do their little choreography or do their little, videos, their little whatever. I'm not mad at that again. But again, they need to be more safe because there is certain things that they do that, give or take. If the platforms is slippery or if they happen to make the wrong step, it could be those ones sliding on the tracks or those ones getting hurt serious. So again, just make sure you're keeping a visual eye on them like you're supposed to. Denise, what's going on, baby? And apologies for the wind in the background. Y'all know I'm on this walk coming back. I don't care how windy it is. I definitely needed to walk this morning. But yeah, that was the main focal part of Wednesday night to a degree. We got Patricia, what's going on, baby? You just got to preserve safety at all costs because even if you're doing something that you feel is still got to be safe in doing it. And some of the dance tricks that I see these people doing, it almost treads a line because it's like, you don't want to, you don't want to have what is, you got to be more mindful, definitely. And I granted, you're doing what you're doing. I ain't nothing wrong with that. At least you're doing something productive and you ain't out here wilding out for respect. Tasha, what's going on, baby? Riaz, what's going on, my guy? That was the main thing. No matter what you're doing, even if you are out and about, just keeping yourself safe and keeping yourself, on alert. Because right now we don't know how things will play out, and we almost nearing summertime. It's definitely going to be a lot of craziness going on, but you want to make sure you in the safety realms of still living your life. Shades, what's going on, baby? And that's the key thing. You're gonna always have to have these safety discussion talks because again, some people gotta wake up to the awareness. Uh, right now, it ain't the time to be, slacking on your game as far as what your environment, everything. There's so many different things changing. And you gotta be careful because you don't want to have to do something you don't want to necessarily have to do. So it's just keeping yourself, like I said, preserved at all costs. But I am proud that some of you are actually, like I said, doing what's necessary. You know, you're doing what's necessary as far as you're not out here in these streets robbing, you ain't out here killing or doing anything along those lines, which is a good thing. Again, dance and do what you're going to do, but in the same token, again, be safe, you know. But on this holiday weekend, and that's almost everywhere, and that could be on any holiday, whether you celebrate it or not, whether you out and about, you're gonna deal or come across a whole bunch of conflicts that don't really need to even happen. It'd be in the best of interest for some people again to just learn. Look, if you can't get it together, then go your separate ways. Don't even bother. But in an imperfect world, we know that's too much to ask for again, because the livelihood of that actually happening and succeeding is slim to none sometimes. You might get certain times when you ain't gonna get too much of anything. But for all them other days, forget about it. So I would still say that for those who are going out or out and about with the family, you celebrating, I don't care what you're doing. Just make sure you ain't in a situation you don't need to be in. And as far as your health is concerned, if you feel like you necessarily need to go get yourself evaluated or checked out, might be a little overworked, stressed out, make sure you're doing that. Because another thing is, nobody wants to be in the hospital, especially on no weekend like this anyway. And for the ones that are, hopefully you do have family and people that are coming through to support and also coming through to help you through your time. Because that's the most important thing, again, is having the right people around, no matter what you're doing. But sometimes it's not even like that. Again, you got some people who they don't have people to check up on. Again, that's the saddest thing, though. That's why I always say make sure you are checking in on your people on the constant, even if it's just 5 minutes out your day, making sure your people is good. Because there's too many things that's happening. And you really don't want to get no bad news, or you don't want to hear something along those lines that would crush your heart. Cool gamer, what's going on? I felt it was a good talk the other night too about implementing safety, at least until they are fully able to implement safety on these platforms. Going back to that real quick. Like I said, there's only a couple stations that probably got that protocol as far as the prototypes basically installed, and there's still too many more stations that don't have them yet. So again, y'all would have to still be safe and be aware, be aware of things. It's already bad enough in certain stations. You don't really got that much adequate, you know, don't really got adequate eyes there neither because there's too many stations. Number one, and number two, like it's crazy how things have really just took a shift in the city. So again, for some of y'all older parents, younger parents, got your kids out here doing whatever, even if it is on a positive light, still make sure that they're safe. You do not want to get that wrong phone call, or you definitely do not want to be finding out something that could be harmful. AZ, what's going on? Because again, you got some areas where the platforms be so slippery. If you don't have no real grip, you can end up slipping even on the simplest thing like coming down the stairs, prime example. Or you might be rushing for that train and injure yourself just because. So you got to be mindful on that. The most important thing out of everything is just again keeping yourself safe, keeping your kids safe. Trust me. Even if something does happen and they happen to survive, those medical bills is not cheap. Trust me. Ain't nothing cheap when it comes to anything with your whole body. Doesn't matter. Even a hospital stay, even if it's a slight one, it'll cost you something. If you ain't got the right insurance to cover it, or if you ain't even got the funds to cover it. And if you don't got anything in particular, guess what? You know they ain't gonna mess with you. You already, bro. Smoking rocks. Calling my damn phone for what's wrong with you? My bad. I swear people don't read the message. Give me mic check, 1 2 1 2. I hate when people do that. For the person that need to hear that, check your message and don't call me until I'm done. Punk, some of us bad, y'all. Family getting on my nerve, man. Nah, but you gotta be real about that. There's no way you can tell me you willing to take a stunt double risk, basically. Just to try to show off the talent. I'm not gonna hold you. Show off the talent, save it. My bad, y'all. I've been trying to dodge this wind from the time I started this walk, and it ain't happening. But at least it ain't cold. I'll give it that much. At least it's not cold. But it is annoying though. But nonetheless though, you gotta be mindful. Like some of y'all like doing a little sliding on your head, spinning on your head. Be safe while you doing that too. Especially on and certain things I wouldn't even do on these platforms just because you look at it. They don't they I'm gonna say they spray and pressure wash certain platforms, but they do it at certain times. They're not doing it constantly. And you gotta think about it. You got more than a certain amount of people that are coming back and forth in these stations. Don't know what don't know what they done tracked into the train station from wherever they was walking, so on and so forth. Then we still got the issues with the homeless. Then they still sleeping on the benches. They still sleeping on the floor, so on and so forth. So that's another situation. You know, certain things I wouldn't do just because I fear the germ count. That's the only thing, the germ count. You done sat there and did all this extra stuff with your hands, and if you ain't got no proper whatever to wipe your hands down, now you done touched your face because you done either been sweating or doing whatever. I'm just saying, just giving some real some real tips for those who are doing their little dance routines and stuff like that. Be cautious. Keep yourself with some form of sanitation around you just in case. Susanna, what's going on, baby? You already know if y'all just tuned in at the like button. But it's the truth. There's no way I can sit here and be touching the grounds, prime example, especially on those platforms, and then think to probably touch my face or, cross contaminate anything. You just gotta be safe though, because you gotta think about it. Regardless to what you are dealing with germs, and you still got rodents and everything else running around. So that's another thing. There be so many different things happening. You just gotta, you gotta keep yourself on board. I would say again for some of y'all gotta be careful out there in certain groups, only because certain people in your groups are sick as hell and they ain't telling you nothing. And again, your health is supposed to be one of the most important things, and that's one of the things you're supposed to be thinking about as far as your safety. If you with a person and they look like they almost you should move away from them as far as possible or try to help them get help. Because there's some people who are not playing fair though. Again, if you know you contagious in some way, some form, don't be around people. I ain't talking about just what is starting, in my opinion, become it's almost becoming like a normal everyday flu. It's the normal everyday flu, y'all. Let me just say it that way. But now we got all these other little things happening too. Be careful. Talking about measles, talking about a little bit of everything now, the common things again. But still be careful because it is not that safe right now. It might feel normal, but in certain spots, it's still not safe. Nah, it's the truth, Shades, because you gotta be careful. Like, prime example, if I know for a fact I'm beyond sick, I'm congested, mucus, all the other stuff. I'm not gonna be sitting around people doing anything I don't need to be doing. I'm gonna be home, relaxing, trying to get myself better. But some people feel like they're missing out, and they will still come around people. Like it's crazy. I would say for those who feel like they're missing out on something, you're not. Only thing you need to just sit back, relax, get your body straight, get yourself straight. Some people feel like they don't need to sit back. I don't want to miss these events. And sometimes you're gonna have to sit back, whether you want to or not. And if you don't, guess what? There'll be consequences to it. Because not will only you still be sick, you giving everybody else sick. Chain effect. Keep yourself, at a distance if you know you around people who are sick. You know, for some of y'all, I already know y'all crept up with your mask, your gloves, and everything, and that's good to be known. Oh, another thing for those who might have to visit hospitals or nursing homes and stuff like that, I would say that too. At some form or some point, mask up, especially if you think could be certain things going on. Because some of this stuff, yeah, you can get it in the air. You want to be careful. There's some people who have gone to the hospitals, probably whether it's for a checkup, whether it's to get their shots or do whatever, and some of them come back sick. But like, how does that happen if you're supposed to be? Yeah, it's important for you to mask up in certain areas. Now, there's other areas where you just wrong for it because you're causing the pain to some people that don't need to be caused. And it ain't that simple. Like I said, there are areas where it ain't that many people. Relax a little bit. Now, if you're in crowded spaces, and you hearing coughing and wheezing and certain things along those lines, now you want to take precautions. So, let me make sure I'm at least masked up somewhat. Or let me step back and let me take my distance until they calm down. Because guess what? Life is still not going to stop regardless of what's going on. It's not going to stop. Why? Because again, you still got things to do. You still got bills to pay. So in the long run, again, you want to keep yourself safe as possible. Again, you go into these hospitals or certain events where you know, yeah, make sure you have those on deck just in case. And if you're around elderly folks or people with weak immune systems, especially those who could be suffering from either cancer, suffering from specific ailments along those lines, make sure you masked up, especially if you feel like you might be a little under the weather. Or just keep yourself away from them until you are better. There's some people passing away now because they're coming around their elders and they not even noticing or they don't even care if they sick. Again, this is an important step because you're going to need to do so. Again, just make sure you have yourself the safety protocols you need for wherever you go. Some y'all got real bad asthma. If you ain't using the pumps, make sure you got whatever it is you're supposed to have in case of those attacks. Um, and for those with severe diabetes or having problems with their blood sugar, so on and so forth, and I'm speaking to anybody that need to hear that, youngin' or there's some young ones that got problems with their shit as well too. So make sure you got whatever you're supposed to have, because those EpiPens or whatever. Make sure you got those in deck, especially if you are going to be out and about for the weekend. No matter what y'all got planned to do, again, just keeping yourself safe. Most important thing out of everything. You want to live to see another day, or you want to at least try to make it to another day, follow those safety protocols. Uncle L, what's going on, my guy? Again, happy Friday to everybody that's pulling in. Um, just chopping in with people. Again, apologies. I'm still out and out. So I'm trying to kick my butt, but at least it's not cold. But yeah, you want to make sure that you check all boxes on your list so you're good for the weekend. Some of y'all might be in areas where it's nice. You probably be barbecuing or doing whatever. Again, making sure that you're not under the weather, under the ailments. And if you are, hey, try to keep yourself far away or mask up. You're not saying that everybody's contagious, but in the same token, you still don't want to take that risk either. Another thing that you got to be mindful for, some people around that's breathing over stuff or doing stuff they ain't supposed to be doing, that's just not, proper etiquette. Don't take your chances. Like you got some people touching and breathing over food, and you don't do that. Definitely don't do that. Proper safety protocols again, the proper just um hygienic protocols basically. And be mindful because again, we see, or some of us see what we see today. There's some people, prime example, go touch they'll hit the bathroom, then walk out, then wash their hand and do shit. Gotta be careful again because you got people doing all sorts of wild, nasty stuff. That's how some people are getting sick. Did my own little research, and I seen it for myself. I was in certain spots where you figure, all right, dudes then came in or women then came in, they going whatever. Nope. I just heard a parent not too long ago almost chastising their kid because, well, shoot, almost scared him. He said something he really shouldn't have said to him. But in the same token, I get where he was going, trying to preach a safety protocol. You just got finished touching the playground and you about to lick and touch your fingers. Now you don't do that. Or you about to wipe your face. Now you don't do that. Again, cross contamination. You just touched a whole bunch of stuff. That's like me touching a whole bunch of different things, including I'm carrying bags and stuff. And then I get in the crib, I gotta wash my hands and do whatever before I start doing whatever. That's just proper protocol before I even touch my face or do anything. Some of y'all gotta be wary of that too. You know, that's why I'm saying some people are carrying sanitizer, so on and so forth. And I get it. You need to in certain situations because some people ain't that cleanly. I'm sorry. Imperfect world, like I said, you still gotta be mindful. Another thing I was gonna say with some of those who might be going out to go eat, especially at these restaurants and stuff, just make sure proper protocol is in place. Make sure that it's not too unsavory, and make sure that the food is cooked the way it's supposed to be cooked. There's some areas that they just don't cook the food the way they think they cooking the food, and some people get sick too because of that. Now, some people they eat that red stuff, but you got others that don't. You got some that think that their food is cooked, and then come to find out it wasn't properly cooked. Always making sure that they cook food at the right temperature. You don't want to cook it too under because that's a form of contamination. No matter where you're going to eat out at this weekend, as far as the restaurants or whatever is concerned, or the establishments, just make sure everything is up to code. And if something ain't, you will do have a right to voice your opinion and make a complaint. And I mean, make a complaint because it needs to be made, not because you feel you just want to make a complaint. Some people who just want to make a complaint and make a scene. And we know why. So some, we know what it is. Trying to get that freebie, basically. But again, even being safe around you, just keep your eyes on everything. We still have areas who are going through certain situations right now, forms of robbery, so on and so forth. But you gotta just make sure you safe too. So again, be visual. Something don't look too right, follow your gut instinct. But all in all, though, again, hopefully everybody, everybody prepared. Basically, it's gonna be a long week. I think spring break is next week or the week after. So yeah, even for those who got kids who might be attending or whatever situation, sit-ins or as far as the protesting is concerned too. So you got some of these who are sitting in these sit-ins or at these little rallies. Make sure they safe. Things get too out of hand. Make sure they get out of Dodge immediately. I'm talking for those in the city right now. There's so much going on. And this is going to be a stretch of a holiday weekend. Make sure you, your family, are in the best of health. And make sure y'all prepared just in case of anything. The main thing for real is just enjoying the blessing of being here still. So keep yourself where you need to keep yourself at. For those who might be going out of town for spring break, or your kids going out of town for spring break, again, make sure that you got watchful eyes and ears everywhere. And in the event something is feeling too awkward, you got to step in and do what's necessary. Not hesitate to follow your instincts when you need to. But another thing I was going to say too, um, about being safe, and I'm speaking to those now who need to hear it. And some of you need to keep yourself safe on here because, in the same token, like we just had the other night, you know, you got people who have an issue with you, and they will follow you from chat to chat or follow you from space to space just because they are somewhat upset with you. But you don't allow that to keep you from moving the way you see fit and the way you've been moving. Tamika, what's going on, baby? I think I kind of broke it down the other night. Again, you got to get back to a conflict resolution. Because right now, it's just conflicts. Conflicts all around the board that don't need to really happen. And again, what is the purpose of trying to stress somebody out or get on somebody's nerve when you ain't going to never ever meet them in life? That's a question that you need to ask. What are you getting out of it? And again, it's sad how some people go through so many links just to get a one up on somebody or try to quote unquote get a victory over somebody. It really is pointless at the end of the day. You know, and it really does show what we all been speaking about to a degree as far as just maturity. The mentality of some people is sketchy to say the least. And it's sketchy because again, why bother or run around chasing people that ain't bothering, that don't really have nothing to do with you at all. That's like you begging for somebody for forgiveness after they done already told you at least one time, I done forgave you, but I'm not messing with you. Some people need to respect that shit. Again, like I was saying, people not respecting boundaries, not respecting wishes of people. And some won't because again, they want that reaction. A lot of times you don't gotta give it to them. And a lot of times again, you just gotta make sure you're not around them nor the instigators that want to see something happen. Again, be careful with who you really are trusting. You know, and even if you just had a disagreement with them on something, even if it wasn't nothing big, uh, still just have a proper protocol. You had your fallout, you had your city souls. Okay, I'm gonna keep it moving from there. Anything else being said ain't gonna be on my behalf. So just being careful because this is what you're going to encounter. Like I was saying before, you're gonna have some people that just don't know how to leave well enough alone and let go. And I find that as a form of basic cowardice and just lack of morals and ethics because I'm not going to be wasting my time and energy trying to run down you everywhere I see you just because I don't like you. And that's just me, But I'm not going to waste my time, energy, and my shut out. I'm gonna mess up my peace for no bullshit. And a lot of y'all need to keep yourselves in that light too. Because you're gonna have people that do that. They're gonna want you to get to your worst so you can crash out, basically. Yeah, some of you who are out here, you might be out here dating and doing whatever, or you might be out here messing with people. You better make sure you're messing with the right type of people. Serious, what's going on, baby? But you got to be careful. If you are out here, you internet dating, prime example. Some of you are, or some of you are just building with people on this internet and even building personal relationships and friendships. Just make sure that y'all all on the same accord, you know, and just again be mindful. If there's certain situations that just don't seem right, you act on it. You don't jump the hell they do. My bad, you don't jump the gun, number one. But in the same token, you just you do your soul investigation and research. Like prime example, if somebody give you information on something good, make sure that that's the proper information and not just false facts, basically. But for those who are doing what they're doing on here, again, just be safe. Listen, you're gonna have people who are gonna do internet dating, or they might just do whatever little hookups. But again, you better make sure you hooking up on the right accord. Pete Moses, what's going on, my guy? Don't put yourself in a situation where you probably got to deal with the stuff. And that's both for you, men and women out there. Like I was saying one time before, ladies, be careful about who you giving the goods to. Fellas, be careful about who you slinging the wood to. That's just real rap right there. But also follow an instinct again, because if something is good and it's natural and it's wholesome, leave it be. Some people just gotta learn again to let things flow naturally. Whatever you decide to do in life, however you want to move in life, it need to be coming from a natural standpoint. It need to be coming from a great standpoint. On top of that, again, I can't dictate what you do. All that I do is give you advice on what not to do, and that's just real raps. And you still gotta be mindful, because again, we solely have situations where we still got catfishing going on, schemes going on, scams going on. So again, just be mindful of things that you're doing. You follow your gut instinct though, mostly. That's what you're supposed to do. And again, if things do feel right, let it flow. Let it be natural. Can't ask for much. The minute you try to go above and beyond, the minute you rush a situation, it's not going to end up well. Really take your time to get to know people. And that's on all levels, even when it's coming down to building a business. Be careful on who you're doing business with. It's just that simple. The minute you decide to rush something just because solely you going off of lust and not going off of the trust and the safety factor, that's going to be the problem all the time. And one thing I will say for some people is that, look, regardless to what, even if you happen to take a small loss, there's some things that just don't need to be exposed or need to be talked about. Period. You are supposed to have a decorum about yourself. Almost anybody that I've dealt with, like prime example, I never discussed their business. Don't need to. Even if it was something bad, it's just something I'm not doing. I definitely ain't bringing it on. If it didn't happen on here, there's no need to bring it on here. In that situation right there, if it becomes a problem, Shay, then you got to take proper measurements and protocols. Because again, it is safety involved. You're going to come across some people who really are like that. The minute y'all decide you're not going to be in any way, shape, or form dealing with each other, you have some people who just do that. And again, some of them will do it because they on that notion of if I ain't happy, you ain't happy. Or if I can't do this, you can't do this. Which is sad because this is what it is. But in the same token, your safety is number one. So if you have to take proper protocols and protecting yourself, do so. Other than that, if it ain't that serious, hey, let them be in their feelings. They be all right. But again, I feel like this though. Like I said the other night, even when it come down to here, I had a couple people come in here and then the trolls or people that got issues with them coming over here disturbing, man. I don't do shit like that. And when I'm not gonna keep doing shit like that. So if at any time I feel somebody is being, I'm gonna be disrespecting them. And if I didn't see it, 9 out of 10 the mods and got them up out of here before I can even get a chance to do it. Like I said, I'm gonna keep breaking down things. I'm gonna break down until we get to this proper protocol of action. Because it's sad that again, this is the only app I've seen where you get stupidity and madness. People that's supposed to be grown acting like kids. Like just move on if somebody don't want to have no dealings with you. I done been in other chats and seen the same thing. People bothering people, trying to instigate, trying to provoke. Leave shit alone. Wherever y'all had y'all issue at, leave it over there. Why keep bringing it everywhere else, especially in spots where it's a good vibe. You messing up the vibes, you messing up everything. Come on now. It's almost essentially like if you were in the streets and you got a bunch of people that end up coming at the same event. They got beef with each other, but they want to bring their beef into the good. Nah, stop doing that, man. It's exactly why I said it's the same type of madness that they look for. Sometimes you ain't even gotta give it energy. Just keep it moving. So I'm saying some people fail to realize the big picture. The big picture is if we all coming together to do something for the betterment, then we shouldn't have to worry about nonsense. And that's just real raps right there. No, that's listen. If even after you've done that and they still continue to do what they do, then yeah, you take the proper protocol. Like I said, Shay, you're supposed to, because that right there is just borderline. It is creep behavior. Like, and that's on both ends. Because if I just walked away from it, why are you coming back to it? And that's how that stalking shit started at. Because it's like, oh well, no, nah, we ain't doing all of that. That's why I say you got to be careful with what you're doing and who you're doing things with. Some people just don't know how to let go. They were never taught that, or they not used to people just distancing themselves. Happens. It's crazy though. Like I said, in all instances, let's be real. Why go through all of that time, energy, and effort to do something that's not necessary? You know, I find it childish that you want to go back and forth with somebody, but then the same token, you kind of hiding from somebody. Shouts to Marlene. Shouts to Marlene. I missed. I caught the replay last night. Definitely shout outs, baby. Shout outs to everybody that's been a part of this collective so far and still coming into the fold. You know, like I was saying before, just certain things got to get to a resolution. There's no way you telling me you comfortable following people left and right. And I'm talking about even on here too. You following people because you dislike them or you just don't want to see them build, grow, or you just there's a lot of different situations where some of these people are doing what they're doing now. And I'm breaking this shit down. It really is sad. Again, you taking that time and energy throughout the day to try to make somebody's day bad and making yourself look bad in the long run. Again, the more time you waste and the more energy you waste solely just focusing on what's going on here, you're gonna miss on what's going on outside. And don't let that bar go over your head neither, because some of y'all think that is a game. Because again, if certain things was to crash, most of us would be able to still live a normal, active life without this internet. Some of you ain't. When I said that last time, we had a few people that tried to come in here with that troll madness, but I was being truthful. If this shit was to crash, majority of you would not have nothing to talk about. You would not have nothing to leech on. You would actually have to go outside and do something with your life. Like I said, somebody let me know when I said something wrong, because I believe that's the truth right there. There's some of y'all again that are just, you're doing all of that for what? And again, you taking more energy and you putting more stress on you, trying to outdo somebody. Like, we still in kindergarten, elementary. See, when you even go with there, that logic, they are still in kindergarten because again, everything is me, and you did this and you did that. No, no, it's time to grow up, man. If you did something wrong, own up to it, apologize. You make your little resolution if you can, and you keep it pushing from there. If you could get past whatever, then and get back to a common ground and do so. If you can't, then you basically put out your grievances, do whatever you got to do, move forward from it. There's no need for me to keep going back and forth with you or at you for nothing. Especially if we already done got our points across. Nothing less, nothing else left to say. But it's sad because easier said than done. But again, you have some people who really are disturbed mentally. They disturbed, they hurt, or again, they've never dealt with how to deal with conflict resolution. So everything to them is going to be, if somebody do me wrong, I'm going to keep pestering them, or I'm going to keep being on their side until they crash. Or I'm going to make this my mortal enemy. I'm going to make this my enemy. How can you make somebody an enemy you don't know personally? That's why I say I can never get too mad on this internet. People that know me personally know I'm not getting mad over nothing. You ain't never break bread with me. You ain't never been around me. You can't really say much about me outside of what you know. And what you should know is what you done got already. So I don't know why some people keep doing it, but at some point, it is time to face the facts and get to a certain standpoint in your life. That standpoint should be as it is. Grow up. You can't continue to be in your feelings forever. You can't. How do y'all really just have to understand when people just don't want to be bothered? They have to respect that. Again, it's a form of respect and boundaries. They don't want to be bothered, leave them alone. Because now when you start doing more than you need to be doing, now it becomes a form of stalking, a form of creeping. And that's on both ends. There's some of you women too that don't know how to leave well enough alone. If a person done walked away from you, respect it. If at some point y'all can't get it back together, again, let it be natural, let it flow. But if not, hey, you just keep it pushing. Hard feelings, right? It's not supposed to be. Definitely ain't supposed to be. Appreciate you for dropping those links, serious baby. Working harder than this damn wind in my face, baby. Think I almost got hit by a bird just now too. My bad. My bad. They flying a little bit low. A little bit low. But come on now. It shouldn't have to be. I gotta keep bothering you or pestering the situation. Like I said, I've been in certain chats. I've been in certain areas where I'm just ghost watching to a degree. But I see what people be talking about. There's some people who come. They want to enjoy the vibes. They want to support the people they support. At the same time, what happens? Got people that got some form of disdain for them and want to just be a pain in the ass. Like, come on, that grow up. I've always felt like this, and I'm gonna say this again. When you got a conflict with somebody, keep that conflict where it was at. Don't go bringing it everywhere you go. Because now again, it's showing the form of maturity. It's showing you really had more, responsibility to say, I ain't gonna entertain this. But in some instances, you're gonna have to stand your ground on certain things because you're gonna have people that push that envelope to the and push it in the wrong light. So yeah, you stand on it. You address what you need to address, but everything else, it's like that should be. Because in the long run, again, the people will see exactly what's happening. The people will definitely see what you've been talking about. On this side, got some people who will never fully wake up and say, you know what, I'm doing all of this for nothing. You know what? Let me get in balance and control of my life. So it's going to be a problem to the group. But while you all in here doing what you're doing, whether you're building or whatever, again, you keep yourself preserved and do what you necessarily have to do just in case if you have to. Swear, I think this dude just riding around in a circle. My bad, y'all. Just rolled past me and rolled right back. Uh, but yeah, again, and that's for all of y'all. Keep yourself safe. And even if you're doing what you're doing, you make sure you're doing it with the right person. Or you building with the right person. Or you are achieving whatever with the right people. Because again, people are going to do what they do. And just try, even if you did make some form of a mistake on here, hey, learn from that mistake and keep on moving, keep on building. You never allow one thing to just determine or deter the rest of your movements and your building in life. You pick up, you learn from those mistakes, from there, not to make those same mistakes. That's all. And yeah, for those who are following me or not, make sure you download that Clapper app and definitely follow your boy. Yeah, Natrix is everywhere. Um, I will be definitely bringing some good vibes this afternoon on there. Give or take, I should be back around 5:30, 5 or 5:30. So I forgot I gotta work tonight. But yeah, definitely some good vibes over there too. A lot of y'all will like that app too. Trust me. But all in all, though, for real, whatever you're doing as far as social media is concerned, just keep yourself safe. And again, for these people that are running around with the immaturity factor on things, just remember, at some point your bubble will get burst. At some point you will hit that proverbial wall. Why? Because again, when you are constantly messing around with people that don't need to be messed around with, you find out the hard way. Now again, if you love yourself that much, if you respect yourself that much, you keep yourself and you keep your integrity alive. Again, why make yourself look foolish because you want to pester and bother people? and you're going off of things that are old. I can see you going at somebody because of something recent that transpired, but you going off of old shit that's even irrelevant at this point. It it gets annoying because again, it's like, all right, well, we already done been had our head shot about that. So what's the problem now? And if it ain't no problem, why are you sitting here just continuously trying to spark the fire so you can get that reaction? Not trying to give you that, especially when there's no need to really give you that. I done spoke my piece about what I need to speak my piece about. Respect what was said. And I feel slightly disgusted because like I said, the people who have been here and still are here, and that goes for everybody. All you women in here, all you dudes in here, y'all been going through all this shit, and it ain't fair. It ain't cool at all. It's sad that you got people that will not leave well enough alone because they feel they quote unquote hate you or they despise you. And that shit is corny. It is time for y'all to really wake up. What you gonna do when shit really get rough? And you gotta band up with certain ones. You still gonna be in your feelings about stuff? Or you gonna be able to say, you know what? It is what it is. It's they digging up the streets like wild crazy shit. Traffic everywhere like a motherfucker. How you doing? But you gotta remember that life is too short. Life is too short to be going back and forth with somebody. Life is definitely too short to be wasting energy on things that don't need to waste energy. And time is definitely too short and too precious to be dwelling on things that are out of your control. That's the one thing you gotta remember. What's going on, man? That's what you gotta remember. So again, while you are blessed to breathe and wake up every day, again, do something necessary, put something great in your life so you don't have no issue. And that's the most important thing. Remembering that you don't have time to be bickering back and forth. Because again, what do you get out of it? And again, for some, we already know what they get out of it. But for the ones who don't get nothing out of it, don't put nothing into it. Once you done spoke your piece and said what you need to say, hey, keep it silent. If anything keeps happening or transpiring, you know why. You know why. And that's when you just keep silent. Because again, they'll make themselves look crazy. But again, just remember that the more time you waste on unwanted situations, you could have been putting all of that energy in the better situation. And again, don't let one mistake stop you or deter you from living actual life. You know, whether we take good or bad, it doesn't matter. We always get something out of what's happening, be it some form of a good lesson, regardless of what's going on. And that's always going to be the beauty of life. But again, you got to keep yourself safe if you want to enjoy life. Waste your time and energy on things that you don't need to. Don't put the wrong energy into things you don't need to. Not if you're not prepared for those type of consequences. Again, for some of y'all, you want to live by the gun, but you fail to realize you will also die by that same gun. So just be safe. Choose your options wisely. And some of y'all honestly need to get a grip on yourselves. And I'm talking about the ones who need to hear it. Because at some point, you're going to have people who are just not going to play around. And you're going to find out the hard way. Because at some point, it is a crime to just be consistently stalking somebody. Just want you to know that. Wasn't going to keep y'all long. Just wanted to have a little quick run in with y'all. Still got a few things to take care of before work tonight. But again, I will be back on Clapper around 5:30. So y'all already know. Following, you already know what it is. We're gonna keep the vibes going. I could be back tonight with a discussion. If not, you got me tomorrow. I'll be back in the morning. Time, what's going on, baby? Actually, no. I still want to finish something off too. My bad. Just thought about it again. Let me finish doing what I'm doing. I already done started. Um, Again, for some, be careful of the people you have in your chats. I don't care how long you might have known them. Some of y'all need to be area because some of these people are just not going to be for you. And they're not going to be for the build and the growth of your channels. Also, just really start paying more observant attention on things. I've seen some situations where people disappear for a minute, then out of nowhere, trolls coming in the motherfucking vicinity. A lot of y'all don't need that, especially those who are just doing what they're doing, especially if it's not every day. Also, you already had a conflict or some form of a conflict with a person before, you need to really bat an eye at that real quick and do your research for real. Again, some of these people do not want to see growth at all. They don't want to see you winning and shining. And that's sad that you got a mentality like that. I see somebody doing great in what they're doing. I'm mad about it. Now I'm going to try to destroy it. Or I'm going to just try to be a part of the mess up. Come on now. Breeze, what's going on, my guy? You already know if y'all just tuned in, hit the like button. If y'all new to the channel, like, share, comment, and subscribe. But it's the truth. I feel we need to get out of that form of hatred, out of that form of jealousy, out of that form of envy. Because if you're upset about something not being, wholesome in your life, put something wholesome in your life. Find what's necessary. Find what makes you happy. How you gonna be happy within the world that you live in when you're not even happy within yourself? You really got to ask yourself that question. All right, well, if they was able to do this and only use this, what can I do on my end to at least try to make that at least that formula work? Find out what it is. Again, some of y'all still got time to work with your hands, especially if you're great with your hands. You got certifications and stuff like that. Get to that. Some of y'all good with economics, good with numbers, good with this, good with real estate. Get into that. If you still got the time to do that. Some of y'all could still be out here trying to open up establishments, trying to, reach a better audience as far as, guess what? I'm trying to bring these things back into a community or around some people so they can have something to build off of. Like, again, self-defense classes, so on and so forth. You might be good at teaching that. Hey, get into that. Shoot, I remember made this man rest in peace that lived on my block. That was one thing he did, even almost till he couldn't do it no more. Teaching self-defense. That'd have been one of the best ones, at least in my opinion, for a melanated brother to just do it. He did it just because it wasn't about wanting to do it. He did it because he felt he needed to do it. Again, giving a balance where it needed. Teaching them that, look, even when you're young, you might have to defend yourself in certain situations, but make sure you're defending yourself properly. And if things get a little too out of hand, you know when to, wave the white flag, but you barely have to if you know what you're doing. But again, making sure you're not putting yourself in dangerous situations is the most important thing. That's why I said safety first over everything. Even for those who are building on here, safety comes before anything. We ain't talking about just personal safety. We're talking about safety of your channel. Because again, you're gonna have some people who are just not gonna be happy that you're doing what you're doing organically, and it's working. Again, I feel like this: if you're doing something that's constructive and that's great for you, don't let nobody dictate or deter anything. And the minute you feel that, you need to get rid of that. There's some people who are not going to be for your channel in a certain position because guess what? They don't want newbies, or how you would say newbies coming in. Or they feel like the people who are coming in are going to be a distraction, and it's not even the case. I done went in certain areas, and people got the little end at one point, but when they see what it really is, like the love is there. Some people got to realize who's coming in their channels to actually build and support, and who's just there for the little run, or who's just there to see if there's going to be some drama there. Because some people, that's all they want. They want to see if even the channels in some of the sectors that don't got issues. Again, your content might not be for everybody. Some of the people that supporting you, you better make sure they supporting you organically. How you doing? All right. You want to make sure. Definitely want to be sure of that. One thing I am going to say though is there's just some people who are going to have to realize that. Come on, son, go to work. Not bad, y'all. You're gonna have some people again that they don't know how to let things go. So they're gonna try to run with that narrative and get up under their skin, follow them long enough, they just won't leave. Nope. You don't leave because somebody trying to push you out of your position. You stand your ground regardless. They want to get in a certain position. They better find something to put them in position. Come on, what's going on, baby? Not bad, y'all. What was that, baby? But just remember that part. You're gonna have these people who that's what they leech on. They leech on negatives of any form. If they feel that they can leech onto it and latch onto it, they're gonna try to extract everything they can. But you gotta keep yourself strong no matter what. You gotta definitely keep yourself in the right light. And again, for those who might be going through some trying moments because of a specific situation, again, remember you do have the right people you can call on, trust on, and they gonna be there for you. Even if it's not right away, they will still be there for one form. So just be mindful and also be thankful and grateful for that. Some people don't have that. I think that's why some of these people are doing what they're doing now, even to people that don't deserve it. They don't have nobody that's going to really tell them, yo, bro, you bugging. You moving wacky. Like, chill out. This is what they have. This is what they leech to. This is their form of trying to be something that they really not in life. Don't let them try to disturb any balance. I go for all the content creators, the ones that's within this collective and outside the collective. Don't let nobody try to shape shift your vision on how you doing things and how you moving your channel. Because again, if they want to do all that, they should be able to do that on their own. You're gonna have some people who they want to run the show just because they might have that moderator. I don't mean they run the show either. It is your platform, your channel. You do what's necessary. But in the same token, you need to analyze things before you just jump out the window. That's really about it, though. wasn't gonna be on too crazy. For those who might have just been tuning in, y'all can definitely catch the replay. Just a recap from Wednesday night, basically. Again, for those parents and even for those young ones out there. If your young ones is out there, doing these videos or whatever the case is, make sure that they in the safety rounds of doing so. They don't want to risk injury. They definitely don't want to risk not being ready. Make sure they're safe. Make sure they are in what you would call the safe zones. And again, for those who need to hear this on this, and for those who like to run around following, stalking, and trolling people, just remember at some point you will meet that great wall. You will run into it very hard. You might not recover from that. Some of y'all need to really think. Some people are not going to play. They're going to do their research, and when they feel this is what's going to happen, you can't stop that from happening. Don't be surprised if they take you out of cuffs, or they serve you with some papers, or they do something along those lines to stop you, and you can't get mad. You can't say it's snitching when you're sitting over here bothering and pestering people, especially people who are just trying to move on with their lives. That right there, that kind of creepish and stalkish behavior, it becomes a problem. It's time for some of y'all to wisen up. There's certain things you think is a joke and it's a game, but by law, it's not a game. And you will be facing some form of punishment. And if you get a slap on the wrist, you better hope to God you stay out of trouble. Because the minute you get back in any form of trouble, forget about it. Going down. And at some point, I feel it happening, especially on here, because it's, again, the only app I've seen that went from something good to something poisonous. But in this poisonous thing, I'm still going to do what's necessary because my message is bigger than anything. My message is bigger than any beef, any troll, anything. Straight up. I'm going to always have those talks, whether you want to or not. Because again, at some point, those talks will lead to some form of resolution and healing. If we don't need that more now than ever, shoot, I don't know where you at. You need to get right. And again, just love yourself and respect yourself enough to keep building and keep growing and keep being successful. Again, if you're doing it from where you need to do it from, you're doing it from a good place, those blessings will always come tenfold whether you expect it or not. Sometimes you're gonna have your rough days. You're gonna have days that you wish didn't even occur. But again, you learn something out of it. For some of y'all that are going through it, you're learning that again, some of these people on this damn social media platform is not all there in the brain cells. So they're gonna do shit like that. But you keep yourself away from it. And if it gets out of hand, then you do what's necessary again for your protection and your betterment. That's just real rap right there. There are going to be some people who are going to respect it at certain points and leave it alone. Others are going to keep doing it until they completely crash out. Some people just got to learn to give respect where it's due. That's it. Nothing more, nothing less. Respect yourself. Have some integrity and some decency about yourself. Why waste the energy when you could be putting that same energy into something better? It is something to think about for the day. Ain't gonna be on here too long, but I appreciate everybody that's tuned in. I appreciate everybody that's been a part of this build, still being a part of this build. We still got more work to do. Always a blessing to bring something to the people, and this is what I'm gonna keep doing. Even in this poisonous environment. I don't care if I'm live once a day or 30 times a day. Just know, like I said, you're gonna always get something good. And I could be back, just in case of anything. Tonight I could be back. We'll see. If I do, I'll probably drop a link. But if not, we definitely gonna speak on some things tomorrow. Yeah, I know. I just got back to where I need to get to. But it's been windy all day, but not cold. So yeah, got to get myself somewhere prepared for this work shift tonight. But again, for those following me on Clapper, I will be back around 5:30. Give or take, you will get that notification. If not, just know where I'm at. Always a blessing to bring something to the people. We're gonna keep doing that. But let me get up out of here and go figure out lunch. If y'all was new to this channel, like, share, comment, and subscribe. Shout outs to the replay game. Shout out to the Shadow Mafia and the Shadow Babies. Y'all know what it is, baby. For everybody that was in attendance today, y'all already know that love is love and gotta be reciprocated and such. I don't know how to be fake. What I'm gonna do is give you real. That's all I'm gonna do is give you real topics and real builds. And again, I'll definitely see y'all around 5:30 on Clapper. Could be back tonight. If so, I'll set a reminder. It might be a late one. We'll see. We'll see. Y'all stay safe. Keep that third eye open. Until the next live, we out of here. Peace and blessings.